Hello, Pastor, brothers and sisters. This is Marcos. I want to share with you a brief testimony about God's protection within His plan. When I was 21, I got locked up for 5 years in prison. And before going to prison, I spent 7 months in county jail. It was me and another guy in the same charge. And and he decided to fight the court. He decided to go to court. He lost it. There was a lots of money involved, so he began a little bit of he began being aggressive with the people he owed that money, lots of money. So he threatened those people, and so you know when you're in prison, we sometimes think that they can't get to you. They can get to you. Never believe that they can't. They can get to you. So he threatens those people. Then he began getting a distance from me. Stopped talking to me, and he moved to another cell. And one day this older man gets to my cell. He goes to my cell, and it was a 12-man cell. So he gets to my cell, and he approaches me, and we began being good friends, very good friends. He was my only friend right there. He was an older man, and he began talking to me about God. And sometimes we get in a situation that God works in mysterious ways, and we start looking for Him and searching for Him, and I was in prison, and I began, and he gets there, and we began being good friends, and God works in mysterious ways. Mysterious ways. My wife, my ex-wife, met his wife. They went to church. I went to church with him in prison. We prayed. We studied the Word. Well, he knew more than me. So the last day, God is amazing. God is amazing, amazing. How everything fell. It was all God. How everything was. How He protects you. No one. It's all Him. And I remember that last day that I was, being transferred to a prison. I was in county jail, and he gets up, and I tell him I'm leaving, and he hugs me, and he looks at me, and he tells me, Marcos, don't trust nobody. You do not trust nobody. I stare at it, and he begins. He said, you know what? You know why? The people that you co-defended owes the money to. They sent me. They sent me to make an example of you. They sent me to, bottom line, to kill you and make an example because they want their money. He approached me in the beginning because he had something to do. He was a hitman. He approached me, and he had to do this. And the thing was, he used to do that, and he became a Christian, but he had to do it. So he I don't know. He owed those people because he would do that, and he changed his life, and that he owed those people. He had to do it, and when he got there, and he got close to me, and and he couldn't do it. And he looks at me, I can't do it. And he tells me, I voucher for you. I spoke to them. You have nothing to do with it. He began. So he says, yeah, you have nothing to do with it. I voucher for you, and I talk to them. And it's so amazing how God's protection is. It was lots of money involved for them for them to forget about the debt. Now, on my behalf, on my side, to it was a lot of money for them just to forget it and for it to be okay. It was all God. It was all God. It was from the beginning. So-called enemy, I had him right there, and he was able to do it at any time and any moment. He had the time to do it. At any time. Anytime he had the time. He was next to me. Everywhere we would go outside, they'll leave you an hour being in recreation, and be out, right there, and he had the time to do it. He had the time. He would sleep in a same cell. He had the time. And for those people to get a hitman that became a Christian and send him to do that to kill me, and he decides not to. He decided not to. He didn't decide. God made him to decide not to. That was amazing. That was a blessing of God's protection within his plan. He was right there. He could have done it at any time, and he decided not to. God planted that for him not to do it. He was right there. Right there. He could have done it at any time. So, God protects. Within his plan, God protects. God bless.